Two titans, one decision. On one side, Xiaomi's bold new challenger, the 17 Pro Max, with dual-screen antics and battery claims that make your charger nervous. On the other, Apple's new iPhone 17 Pro Max, refined, powerful, familiar. Which is better for you? By the end of this video, you'll know which camp fits your style, priorities, and wallet. Let's dig in. We'll break down design and displays, performance and software, camera systems, battery and charging, plus the pros and cons of each. At the end, I'll help you decide which one you should pick, or maybe suggest neither. If you've seen my short, this is the full deep dive. Let's talk about what you see and feel first. The Xiaomi 17 Pro Max comes in with a commanding 6.9-inch LTPO AMOLED display, complete with a buttery smooth 120Hz refresh rate and jaw-dropping peak brightness reportedly reaching around 3,500 nits. It's vivid, it's bold, and it's built to shine even under harsh sunlight. But Xiaomi didn't stop at just a giant main screen. The real head-turner is the secondary display on the back. A compact screen that can host widgets, music controls, act as a viewfinder for selfies, and more. It's playful, it's experimental, and it gives the phone a wow factor you won't forget. In terms of build, Xiaomi leans into sleek, modern lines. Bold glass meets premium materials, a design that wants to be noticed. Now, over to Apple's contender. The iPhone 17 Pro Max also sports a 6.9-inch Super Retina display. Now upgraded across the iPhone line to 120Hz, giving it that silky smooth feel Android fans have long praised. Apple's screen is refined, but the real improvements are around durability. The new Ceramic Shield 2 offers better scratch resistance coupled with anti-reflection coatings to cut down glare in tricky lighting. Structurally, Apple is moving toward a stronger, more resilient build. An aluminum unibody frame replaces some of the more delicate glass elements, giving it a sturdier feel in hand. It's less flashy than Xiaomi's dual-screen proposition, but it's safer, more conservative, and built to last. So which wins in the design and display round? If you love gadgets that push boundaries, Xiaomi's back screen is a fun gimmick with real use potential. But if you prioritize long-term wear, stability, and polished finish, Apple's incremental upgrades feel much more dependable. Under the hood, Xiaomi is packing serious muscle. The 17 Pro Max runs on Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, built on an efficient 3nm process paired with HyperOS 3 based on Android 16. It boasts generous memory and storage. Think 12 or 16 gigabytes of RAM, up to 1 terabyte supported by UFS 4.1. On paper, this is raw power. And those back screen integrations, they open doors for new software tricks, widgets, quick glance tools, even using that secondary display as a viewfinder for selfies. A clever trick. Apple's side, the iPhone 17 Pro Max is no slouch. It's powered by Apple's A19 Pro chip, likely a 6-core CPU, 6-core GPU setup, enhanced with Apple Neural accelerators. The twist here, Apple now includes a vapor chamber cooling system to keep thermal throttling in check during heavy loads, meaning sustained performance under pressure. The linchpin advantage, though, the iOS ecosystem. Superior app optimization, smoother updates over many years, and a stability that only tight hardware-software integration can bring. So yes, Xiaomi's chip is beastly, and Android's open system gives flexibility. But Apple tends to win in efficiency, sustained performance, and long-term software support. Over time, that gap in real-world experience often trumps raw spec sheets. Cameras are where many decisions are sealed. Xiaomi teams up with Leica to offer a triple rear camera setup, 50 megapixels main, a 50 megapixels ultra-wide, and a 50 megapixels telephoto supporting 5x optical zoom. And remember that secondary display? It can act as a viewfinder for using the powerful rear cameras for selfies. A clever trick. Apple counters with a refined 348 megapixel system. Main, ultra-wide, and telephoto, now 4x optical, but Apple claims optical quality zoom up to 8x and digital reach as far as 40x. On the front, the 17 Pro Max brings improvements too. An 18-megapixel front camera with center stage and dual capture, recording from front and rear simultaneously for creative flexibility. Add Apple's computational photography suite, better low-light performance, smarter HDR, and deep fusion, and you've got a camera system that's polished and consistent. Reviewers even suggest that in many real-world shots, Apple's 4x telephoto is outperforming older 5x systems in clarity and consistency. So while Xiaomi's zoom and back screen trick are exciting, Apple's camera experience is likely more dependable, especially in mixed lighting. For serious shooters who want fewer surprises, iPhone still holds a strong card. Here's where Xiaomi leans into dominance. The 17 Pro Max is reported to house a 7,500 mAh battery, and with newer silicon carbon battery tech that promises both endurance and stability. On charging, Xiaomi doesn't dial it down. You get 100-watt wired charging and 50-watt wireless. Xiaomi even claims the device can last up to 2 days under moderate usage, though, as always, your mileage may vary. Apple, meanwhile, leans on system optimization. The iPhone 17 Pro Max is rated for up to 39 hours of local video playback under ideal conditions. Real-world tests show improved battery life and better performance in heavier tasks than prior models. Apple's charging speeds haven't made the same leap. They remain more modest compared to Xiaomi's aggressive numbers. So yes, Xiaomi probably wins the spec war here, but in everyday use, software efficiency, screen brightness, and usage habits matter most. Apple may give fewer milliamp hours, but with better optimization, it might be closer than you expect. All right, time to wrap this up with some honesty. Both phones are monsters, but they're built for slightly different types of people. Let's start with the Xiaomi 17 Pro Max. Its strengths are impossible to miss. The battery is huge, charging speeds are wild, and that back screen gives it a futuristic flair. The Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 chip makes it blisteringly fast, and Xiaomi's partnership with Leica means you're getting some of the best photo hardware in the Android world. It's a phone that screams innovation, flashy, customizable, and unapologetically powerful. But that ambition comes with a few trade-offs. HyperOS still has its quirks, and Xiaomi software support doesn't always last as long as Apple's. Those fancy features like the back screen might feel more like experiments than essentials after a few weeks. And if you already live deep inside Apple's ecosystem, switching could feel like moving to another planet. Now, the iPhone 17 Pro Max, Apple's evolution, not revolution. It's the same formula of refinement that's made iPhones the go-to for creators and professionals. The A19 Pro chip delivers silky performance. The cameras are consistent and color accurate, and the iOS ecosystem keeps everything running in harmony for years. It's smooth, reliable, and supported for half a decade or more. Plus, if you care about resale value, ecosystem perks like iCloud, AirDrop, and Apple Watch integration, Apple still has the upper hand. Of course, the iPhone doesn't exactly dazzle with wild specs. Charging speeds are average, the design language is familiar, and it's definitely priced at a premium. But what you pay for is polish. Everything works exactly as expected. So how do you decide? If you're the kind of person who loves raw power, fast charging, big batteries, and experimental design, the Xiaomi 17 Pro Max will make you grin every time you pick it up. It's bold, fun, and unconventional, the tech enthusiast's dream. But if you value reliability, software longevity, and a consistent camera experience, the iPhone 17 Pro Max is your safest bet. It's not trying to reinvent the wheel, it's perfecting it. And honestly, if you can, try both in person. Feel the build, test the cameras, and see how the software flows for you, because beyond all the specs, comfort and personal preference still matter most. Whichever you pick, both phones show how far smartphone design and performance have come, and how different philosophies can still compete at the top. If you're torn, drop your priorities in the comments below, battery, camera, ecosystem, and I'll help you choose. Smash that like button if you enjoyed this comparison, subscribe so you don't miss my camera tests and battery showdown videos, and hit that bell so you get notified first. Let me know which side you're leaning toward, Xiaomi, iPhone, or something else entirely. Let's get nerdy together.